We are on the road to Wellville, guys.
Yes,
I'm here with my buddy, good buddy here, Kuba from Sustainability Starts Within.
Yes. Who are you?
Welcome back, guys. Another raw, vibrant, supercharged, and epic rejuvenation. We are just talking about. We are just talking about building today.
Hey, I want to put this on my channel if you don't mind. What's your name, bro? Kyle. That's my buddy.
My name is Kyle, and
Raw Vibrant
Rejuvenation. That's my channel. So, yeah, we were. I had to move hotels. We just finished the Dr. Morse school.
Hard knocks
again for me. Fourth time doing it for me, and good call. Yeah. And
First time for me. First time for me.
And I was like, oh my gosh, we still haven't made a video today.
Yeah.
Or the whole week. We haven't made any.
We made a little one in the car.
So yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But we need to do more. So I was like,
yeah, because
the sun's about to set, and I was like, Kuba, you meet me and I meet you. We walked like long distance for this. So hopefully it turns out with the sun and the lighting.
It's about a 30-minute walk for me.
Yeah, it's not any type of a walk really. I was trying to make it sound dramatic.
We caught the sunset, man.
We caught it.
We did well.
So we are on the road to Wellville, and we are
coming straight from Hellville.
Exactly. So now
never going back though.
We are about to enter. Well, for me more so. You've been more healthy, I would say, and you've been more rebuilt than me. But I'm starting to enter the gardens of robust health.
Yeah.
So
I see it in you too, bro.
Yeah, so we wanted to talk about rebuilding and our experiences with it, our opinions and understandings of it. And yeah, so what about you? You did like a few solid food vacations.
Definitely. Check out those videos that we made on both of our channels.
Right.
Solid food vacation will change your life. And yeah, rebuilding is just like so important, just as important as the fasting part, if not even more so, because I think there's examples of people who died after a fast by not breaking it properly, right?
Definitely.
So like that alone, you got to break it properly so that you can keep building after that. And we build with the highest quality foods, of course. Doing the best you can with where you're at in your journey. You know, it's not always smooth sailing. It's not like after a fast you're just gonna eat fruit and then you fall off and you give up, you know. Right. Maybe you might have some cooked or whatever, but if you focus on the highest vibrational foods, the fruit, the vegetables, I like to juice them myself, and just power up. You'll always feel better than you felt before the juice fast or whatever fast or cleansing you're doing. And that's what I noticed. I was talking to my friends about it today, that no matter how crappy I felt during a fast or a cleanse, once I'm rebuilding, I always feel better than I did before. So it's always worth it to go through the detox symptoms and the cleansing reactions,
right?
As much as possible. You know, you don't want to kill yourself, obviously.
Right.
Some people will dry fast to death.
So when should someone start to rebuild? Like, we don't want to rebuild too early, because it can be tricky. You know what I mean, guys? True. It can be tricky because sometimes you'll feel like crap from, you know, being raw or 100% fruit or whatever, and kicking it up to another notch and detoxing harder, you'll feel like crap still. But sometimes it's just hard to know. Like, well, for some people, I know a lot of people ask me, it's like, when should I rebuild? And it's like, you make sure you have eliminated a huge amount of stuff before you do. And you know, and it can be tricky because, you know, when you're rebuilding, sometimes it's like, you know, you eat some stuff and then you feel better, but which should be the case if you did everything properly and you eliminated enough. But sometimes if you're not ready to rebuild, like, and you eat, you know, and you go slip up, like some of these carnivore people, I'm sorry, but it's like, you're gonna feel good in the short term, but that's why it can be so confusing, because it's like there's always two sides to the coin. There's always a yin and a yang to this, and just because like you know you feel good after eating some cheat food or whatever doesn't mean that that's like something you should be doing all the time. I don't know if that kind of makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Because you might just feel good because you're introducing something new.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were talking about like the other night when some of my friends, they're like, "Oh, you should be back on 100% fruit." I'm like, dude, you know what I'm going through, and it's like you don't know the each intricacy of my journey. It's like when I eat like a little bit of cooked mashed potato or potatoes and some cooked veggies at night, I actually have been eliminating like yellow stuff. So yellow stuff, I'm pretty dang sure that that's not stuff from the mashed potatoes. That's like stuff that's like deep down, but it's like sometimes you get onto these levels, in my experience, where it's like the 100% fruit, like it can be too powerful, and sometimes you need to know when to go gradual. But
and you've been doing kind of pure raw for a couple of days here, I feel. Like
a week, yeah.
Yeah, and
I've been dying. I was like so
really hard detox.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you know, I was having some, you know, like I said, some potatoes, you know, sweet potatoes or just regular potatoes, and some cooked veggies. But I always had raw in there too. I always had some zoodles and maybe one more raw vegetable in there, and I was just feeling amazing for months and months, and like the best that I felt this whole time. And then I was just super active, and back to like finally moving my lymph like crazy. And it's like now that I come back here and I'm like almost 100% fruit, 100%, like 99% raw, and it's like kicking my ass again. And it's like it's just telling me that I know it's not like people misinterpret me. They're like, oh, don't be hard on yourself, and you're saying that like you have a long way to go. It's like, well, that's because that's what it's telling me, because I feel like a lump of lymph in my throat that I'm gonna have to get rid of on a water fast. Like I know I still have a lot of work to do. So you guys know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean too. When you're 100% on the fruit, or even just from one cooked meal a night, and you switch that to just a raw salad or a raw juice, it's the power of the raw is.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like I've been keeping it raw right now, and I just did just juice today. So I've been eating fruit and foods, and today I'm on just juice. And by the evening, like literally 30 minutes before meeting you, or an hour, I started feeling like headache, and like a little bit low energy, just because I'm going that deeper step, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be tricky to like.
But you done like 110 days on juice, right?
15 if you count the 5-day dry fast
and
or
all
whatever.
That. And you went through hell and a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of these people who do these juices, solid food vacations and stuff, the lighting is starting to get a little dim. So I was like, yeah, cool, hold that. Thanks, bro. It's just what were we talking about?
I was saying you did 115 days and you went through a lot of detox and suffered, but pushed through it.
Suffering. And a lot of it was like
dark. Let's face maybe the other way.
Yeah, let's just face this
so the sun shines on us.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it was just like, it was intense. A lot of these people, they do these long fasts and like solid food vacation, and they're like working out like crazy and all that. That wasn't my experience. I'm not at that level yet. I still have a lot of work to do, but
yeah, mine was not like that for at least 40 days. After 40 days of juice, then I started like going to the gym and stuff. But it was not like how I thought. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do like what John Rose does and put an inch on my chest on a solid food vacation. But I was just like still skinny, and like I would only do so much at the gym. Like I couldn't go too hard, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say? I don't know. What are your favorite things to build with?
To build, well, yeah. So after a fast or cleanse, I definitely like to stay on the fruit for a while, just to transition back to solid food. But when I'm building, I like to use the vegetable juices and the herbal juices, And I also like to sometimes use some of the fats, like some nut and seed milks. But I do find that if I go too much with that, or if I eat too much fat avocados, then I'm kind of just get too heavy and bogged down.